Yeah, good morning, guys. Now we're going to do the new content, which is called the Antorus Raid. And I'm just gonna do an LFR video today, which is just the first 3 bosses. So let's just get going with some trash pulls here. Eventually I will be uploading some guild runs, which will be the full raid, but I'll do that later. So let's just get going with killing the trash. You can also use AoE damage if you're well enough equipped for it. If not, just go ahead and single target right here. Even though it is trash, don't be fooled, they are quite powerful. What's also a pretty good idea is at this very first trash group to pop your trinkets and all your CDs, because by the time you reach the boss, those cooldowns will be done and your attacks will be ready to use again. It's just one way to boost your damage right from the get-go. And then here basically same thing. So in this raid, it starts off with just 2 trash groups. And right after those 2 groups, start off with the first boss. Got some pretty good damage in this group going, which is nice. The boss should go down fairly quickly. Alright, here we go. And then you can already see him up there. There he is. That would be the first boss of the new raid. So it'd be a great time to make sure everybody is buffed up. Throw out a feast if you have one. And pull. This first boss here doesn't have too many mechanics. It's very basic. Just basically, if you stand on stuff, move, there's several phases where he will cast stuff on the ground, either if it's flames or bombs. You just move out of the way and keep casting. He's already at 10% health. Let's give him the last little bit, and he is down. So this was the first phase of the boss. Now he goes into this mechanical mode, and this is basically the tricky part. We're going to have to DPS him until he goes to about 50% health. At that point, he's going to cast 2 arms, the left and the right arm. People usually start with the right arm and just DPS it down as fast as possible. And go to the left, and by the time you finish the left arm, the boss altogether will be done and completed. He will be casting the decimation like you see on the right now. Once that is casted on you, you have to make sure you run away from the raid, go somewhere out on the edge, let it drop on you, and then before he throws it on you, you move back to the raid so it doesn't hit you. That is about the only somewhat difficult mechanic in this fight for new players. Once the decimation is done, you just switch back to the boss, and DPS, he will cast the decimation randomly throughout the fight. That is not something you can interrupt or undergo. He is almost at about 50% health. And here we go. Now he's casting his 2 arms. As you can see, the leader already marked our main target with a skull, which is very nice of him. A lot of tanks or leaders don't even do that anymore. So 1 arm down, 2nd one to go. Once this arm is down, the boss will be defeated. Oh, this is the last phase he does. Once he starts casting this, you have to run away. Otherwise, you will be instantly dead. I think it casts somewhat of about 10 million damage. And another round of decimation, actually on me this time. He almost blocked me in. And for some reason my add-ons weren't loading during this fight. I don't know why. Usually I have an add-on telling me that I need a move, that I have decimation on me. For this round, however, it did not. And this is basically it. We're just going to DPS him down now. The 2 mechanics of this fight are already done. He does repeat them randomly throughout the fight, but that is pretty much it. Yep, I was actually sleeping on that one, but we were okay. Last time I ran this raid, it actually dropped a legendary trinket for me, which is has an item level of 1000. It was very nice. So there we go, there's the last arm. Get him down and the fight will be over. There you go. Oh, not quite yet. Well, one more time running away. Move people, move, move, move. And boss is down. It is always a good idea too if you want to do the raid more than once per week. In Dalaran, by the instance, by the entrance of the dungeon, there is a character where you can buy Seal of Fate, and with those you will get an additional loot even though you already looted that boss prior. So now we're just going back to killing the trash groups, and it is not very far until the next boss. So pretty much the same thing here again as those trash groups. If you are well enough equipped, go ahead and just do AoE damage, whether it's a blizzard or some arcane explosions. However you spec, it does ramp up the damage very well. you pay attention to the damage meter on the left, I am climbing up slowly but surely. Like I said, we do have a pretty well group in here, so this should go pretty quick. This phase right here, basically self-explanatory. It randomly spawns yellow circles on the ground. Do not stand on them or even walk over them because you only have about 1.5 to 2 second window before the fireballs come down. Then after we pass that, we get right here to the second trash group, and exactly same thing again, AoE damage all the way through. Alright, now here we come to the last trash group. They're kind of tricky a little bit because they jump around a lot. If they are focused on you, don't run around, just try to get to a tank and get that aggro off of you, and group them up so you can AoE them down fairly quickly. And right after this, we'll go to boss number 2. Eye on that damage meter, already in 3rd place just by doing all that AoE damage. You gotta remember, this is about 25 people in here. And now we are on our way to the boss. And this one is, I would say, an even easier fight. Tricky part is you have to have 2 tanks for this fight because these 2 dogs, or whatever you want to call them, they do have to be tanked separately, spread apart from each other. So tank A needs to stay on the flame, tank B needs to stay on the purple dog. Ranged and melee damage doesn't really matter who attacks who. You need to both get them down at the same time or in a fairly close window together. So just keep an eye on both of their health bars and cast them down. You see one of them going down way faster than the other one, just switch targets and make sure they go down equally. Just like we did here, pop the hero right at the beginning. Therefore you have a very good chance it might even go all the way down with the cooldown, and you might be able to reuse it. Because just like the other one, this is a rather long fight again. As for the mechanics in this one, the purple one, as you can see right now, is casting and similar to what I would call an arcane explosion, and it does do damage to the entire raid that is within a 50-yard range, I believe. Healers could easily heal it out. Again, gotta have the experience for the healers, and it should be fairly easy. Second phase of this fight is this purple orb. That will pull you towards it. Do not reach the purple orb. It will instantly kill you like it just did that guy. The good thing is, while it will pull you towards it, you will still be able to continue to cast. So just make sure you keep your safe distance of it, and you will be able to continue to do damage while you do it. Sorry. So we got them both at about 50%. There's the arcane explosion again. And as you can see, it is not doing too much damage. We got some pretty good heals in there as well, though. Also, if you do have a mana character, make sure you spend it wisely, because it is a pretty intensive fight and you don't want to run out of mana. That was pretty close. As you can see, I'm being pulled towards the orb, but I still can continue to cast. Now the flame one is doing an explosion, basically exactly same thing as the purple one. Just make sure the healers stay on top of it, and that phase is absolutely no big deal. Once you get him about to this point, which is roughly about 35%, it should go fairly easy and fairly quick. Just make sure you have about the same amount of DPS on each of the 2 dogs. This here is the last phase, a little bit tricky. Because it does, sorry about that, a little bit tricky, because it does aim at you, and it will continue to do so right before it will cast. It does a pretty good amount of damage. It does not instantly kill you, but it is pretty significant, so try to move away from it as fast as you can. I did a group earlier with this, where we had all 3 arrows aligned at the same place, and that worked very well. This one right here, nobody's really talking to each other, so it is what it is. Okay, and now that the boss is almost dead, we are going into full DPS mode. And here he goes. One last hit. And the boss is down. So as you can see right here, these are the bonus loots. I get those because I have the extra seals with me. Then walk up to the boss, loot him, make sure you don't have any loot specifically for you. It is always one of the 2. I don't believe it is always the purple one. So just make sure you get everything from them. As you can see right here, 915 gear, not too bad. And then we continue on with some trash groups. Boss number 3 is just right around the corner. I recently switched my key bindings, so I'm still getting used to some of them. That's why you saw that ice block right now. I wasn't actually in danger. That was just my stupidity. Just making sure. Alright, so on these groups, definitely AoE damage. As you can see, just by this AoE damage, it catapulted me already to 3rd place in damage. And I earlier dropped down to 5th, I believe. Also, that fire mage in there, he does very, very good damage. He is a little bit better equipped than I am. Right now, I'm better in damage than he is, but as soon as it goes to single target again, he's got me. But here, I can shine. Get my mana back, and back to work. Alright, then we have, I believe, 1 trash group left before boss number 3. So let's walk up there. And boss is right up ahead. Just making sure, yep, we are good. Oh, I forgot. Okay, there's one last trash group, which is these guys right here. Also pretty jumpy. Wow. Arcane explosion. Critical hit for 1.8 million. Wow. That's my Arcane Mage's boss. Alright, we'll just take this last guy down. Surprisingly or not, they have something similar to decimation, and it usually ends up killing almost the whole raid. So even though everybody's dead, it's still going on, trying to kill us. So as you can see right here, I walked it out. Unfortunately, it still caught me, but I made it. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people died. Let's get those back up. Here we go. Everybody back alive. And let's walk to the boss. So again, good time for putting down a feast, making sure everybody is buffed up, especially the people that just died. This is a pretty intense fight. I'll go to the mechanics as they go. Let's get ready for the fight. And I apologize for the poor connection. Looks like it is lagging a little bit at this point. Hopefully it'll catch itself pretty quick. So we are, excuse me, we are just waiting on the tank. He got lost when he revived himself. He is almost back though. Chat group is already talking about pulling without the tank, which I hope they will not do, because that would be a wipe. I'm sorry about the wait, guys. If you want, just go ahead and fast forward. We're just still waiting on this main tank. And here we go. The tank is back. And here comes the pull. Getting ready for the pull. Alright, here you go. Fight start. And very good idea to pop all trinkets and CDs again at the beginning of this fight, because once again it is a rather intense fight. And I'm sorry once more for the horrible video quality. I don't know what happened with my internet during that point. But in the phase of this first fight, he basically spawns 3 to 5 ads. Usually the tank or the leader will mark a main target, a secondary, sometimes even a third target, and which has to be killed in that order. Usually the melee people go single target during that phase, and all the ranged go with an AoE damage. Good thing is they go down fairly quick, which will put all of our attention of everybody back on the boss. Now you do take a lot of damage during this fight, which is inevitable. There's nothing you can do about it. Healers have to keep up with everybody. In this group, I'm really not worried about it. They seem to be doing their job, and they all seem to know what they have to do. So this is phase 2. He will periodically spawn in each 4 of these corners. I believe every time you get 25% down, he will spawn at a different corner. And beginning of that spawn, he will spawn all of his 4 minions again, which again will get down in order: skull, cross, triangle, and AoE damage for the ranged, and then everybody back on the boss as soon as the last ad is down. Now we almost got him here at 50%, which means he will spawn in another corner again. Just gotta get the last 2 ads down. Okay, here is phase 3. This is basically the FC will spawn and basically almost like a blizzard. So he will also spawn a little bubble, which everybody needs to hide in, because you will take insanely amounts of damage if you're not in that bubble. Most likely will wipe. So here it is again, everybody in the bubble. You can keep attacking, keep fighting from inside the bubble, no problem at all. Alright, so now here he is at 50%, spawning in corner number 2. We'll go back at him. And here come the ads. Tank very good with marking them right away. Also, do not step on these green hills that spawn on the floor periodically. They will kill you. And as you can see, average crit in here for an arcane mage is about 2.5 million with my arcane blast. Arcane explosions with a good stack of erosion get it up to 2 million as well per hit. Now everybody's getting ready to pop trinkets again and all their CDs to get him down to 25% as fast as possible. This is also a time-effective boss, meaning if you take too long, he will become enraged, and he will become very hard to kill, and you will become very easy to kill. So it is just very beneficiary to get him down as fast as possible by popping all the trinkets and cooldowns available. Here we go at 25%, which is the last phase. At this point, I usually blow out everything I got. Get one more mana. As you can see, he spawned his adds again, just like all the other phases before. Just get the adds down fast. Everybody put their attention back on the boss. And down him. And this is pretty much all the mechanics to this fight. I will be doing the second part of this raid, either later today or sometime tomorrow, and get it uploaded to you guys in the next 2 to 3 days. If you have any special requests, any battlegrounds, any mythics, anything, just let me know in the comments, and I will see what I can do in getting you that video. Thank you guys very much for watching, and please hit like and subscribe to my channel for daily videos. Just finish this boss, and hopefully he has any loots. So here we go. I'd say we're in the last 5% of the boss. Everybody make sure to get back in the bubble for the AoE damage. And down he is. Get that bonus loot. Let's see what it is. Got another 915 item. Very nice. So that's it for LFR for the first 3 bosses of Antorus, the new raid. Again, thank you very much for watching, and stay tuned for more.